and welcome again to the Ami podcast. My name is Omowumi and I am excited to have you here again today. And so just as promised from the previous episode, I said I was going to be going on or continuing with the second part of our discussion. But before then, how are you doing? Have you been able to learn one or two things just during the course of the previous week? Have you been able to put one or two things together when it comes to the skills that you need to improve on? Have you been able to identify where you are lagging, especially if you want to take your future as a young person seriously? For those of you who do not have an understanding of the computer and all of that, have you started learning? And if you need help with any of these things, do not hesitate to reach out to me. My number is always in the description. You can send me an email and all of that, and we can talk about these things and how you can push forward, or maybe you need advice, you need consultation or anything at all on these skills or on how to prepare practically. Maybe you need an accountability partner, you need training and all of that. You can always send me a message. Anyways, without further ado, I'm going to be continuing with the skills that you need to learn as a young person if you are preparing for the future, so that you don't end up being stranded or being a liability to those who would even want to help you in future. And so, last week we talked about digital literacy. We talked about communication skills. We talked about financial literacy. And today we are going to be moving on to skill number 4. And this skill is very, 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 very important. But then I'm going to put it at the end. Yes, I'm going to put this particular skill at the end, just like they say, you save the last for the best. I bet the best for the last. All right, so that means you have to listen to the end for you to actually learn what the skill is. And man, to be very honest, I don't lie to you guys here. I don't even lie at all. Yes, I don't lie at all. And so I'm going to put in that at the end. It's very important that you learn that. Okay, something that you need to learn is marketing, especially digital marketing. I know a lot of people say, hey, I'm a digital marketer. These days, everything is digital. Everything is online. So as a young person, you need to learn how to sell online. With that, your phone in your hand, can you sell? Do you know how to use the internet to sell? Do you know how to use social media to sell? Do you know how to use websites to sell? Do you know how to create content to sell? Do you know how to promote yourself online? Do you know how to promote your business online? Do you know how to promote your skill online? All of these things are very, very, very important. And there is this particular saying that says that the best product or the skill, the best product or skill means nothing if nobody knows about it. A lot of you here have skills, you have talents and all of that, but you are so shy, you are so private, you pocket everything, you don't talk and all of that. And people who do not even know half as much as what you know, they are doing better than you, they are earning better than you. Why? Because they are audacious, they have the audacity to put themselves out there. And you have a big phone, maybe iPhone 17 Pro Max is even in your hand, iPhone 17 Air, you have it. iPhone 13, iPhone 14, you have these very big Android phones, big Samsung phones, and then you just keep them in your pocket. And people who are using Tonosobe, they are doing better than you. Or people that are using Palasa, they are doing better than you, because you are just too talented, but then you are talented in your pocket. You are not speaking out, you are not selling yourself and all of that. And so you see, all of these things are not like all of these things. Learning digital marketing, how to sell yourself, how to use the internet is very, very, very important. And if you're having challenges with this, a place you can go to learn is Google. You can learn. You can use the Google digital marketing course. It's online. You can just Google it, Google digital marketing course. You can learn it. You can even get free certification. And so sometimes these courses might just take a week, sometimes hours. And you get a lot of knowledge that is going to set you up for opportunities. And you see, I am not just teaching you, I'm not just giving you fish here. I am teaching you how to fish. So I am telling you about the skill and I'm telling you where you can learn it. So if you want to learn digital marketing, you can use the Google digital marketing course, or you can go on HubSpot Academy where you can learn content and social media marketing and all of that. Or You can just go online and Google whatever it is you are curious about. Ask ChatGPT. ChatGPT, I've heard about digital marketing. I am not good at this thing. Can you recommend courses or sites where I can learn this for free? It would recommend a lot for you, my dear. If you are lagging in any course or in any skill, you have yourself to blame. Why? Because you've not been curious enough to ask the right questions, especially now where you have AI that can answer all of your questions. Ask questions. Type that thing that you are thinking, type it into AI and let it give you answers. Anyway, so moving on to the next skill. The next skill is adaptability and continuous learning. Adaptability and continuous learning. And so as a young person, we know that the world is changing. The world changes fast. Before you know it, for instance, these days now, it is not only Microsoft Excel that you can use to do data analysis. There are a lot of tools out there. There are a lot of things that artificial intelligence can help you do that Excel can do, and artificial intelligence is faster and all of that. And so as a young person, are you just going to say, no, I'm going to sit down with this? Of course, Excel will always be relevant. But I'm just using it as a scenario or as an example. So as a young person, are you quick to adapt? Are you quick to learn? If they are saying, okay, this is what is making the job you are doing faster now, as a young person, can you quickly learn that thing that is making your job faster? So all of these things are very, very important. That is why we are coming in with adaptability and continuous learning. Your ability to learn and adapt. You must be open to new ideas as a person. You must be willing to learn, and you must be unafraid of change. And so as a young person, all of these things are important. Do not have that mindset that if something starts becoming difficult, you want to run away. No, you have to stay there. Just like they say with idea, how do they say? You stay there and you learn whatever needs to be learned to improve your work or to make your work faster. And this is a skill, my darlings. This is a skill. Not everybody can do this. Some people, once things start getting choked up or it starts looking difficult, what they do is resign, and then they go for a lesser job or a lower job that can fit into their, should I say, capacity or something. So as a young person, adaptability and continuous learning is a skill. And how do you do it? You do that by learning to push yourself. You must learn how to survive and thrive in any environment, so that the changes that occur in the world does not push you into hunger or poverty. I hope you understand. So right now we are talking about artificial intelligence. Are you still saying, I beg, artificial intelligence is for them, artificial intelligence is sinful, artificial intelligence is an agenda of this and that, and you are sitting there and the world is leaving you behind? If you know you are behind, please shake body and begin to learn what needs to be learned so that you stay relevant. What needs to be learned so that you stay relevant in the world. And so all of these skills, you can learn them online. Just use your ChatGPT or use whatever AI tool that you use and ask all these questions. Where can I learn this particular skill? And whatever it brings out, follow it up. And if you've seen a course that you like or that resonates with you, you can pick it up and learn and move from there. Or you can just go on YouTube and begin to learn these things by searching links or topics that is related to this, and then you learn. Very important. Then we move on to the sixth skill, which is basic entrepreneurship and business skills. Basic entrepreneurship and business skills. You need to learn as a person, as a young person, you need to learn how to identify a need. Just like they say generally that business is looking for a problem and bringing a solution. That is basically business. There is a problem, you provide a solution. For instance, there are some people that, let's bring it down to our level here. There are some people that what they do is that they sell pure water. They sell pure water, right? Like they sell pure water in bags and all of that. The problem is people are a lot of people are dying of cholera, or they're dying of sicknesses or so and so, because they are unable to access clean water. They are unable to access good water. This is a business idea. The solution I have is that I'm going to begin to provide clean water to people, treated water, so that when they buy my water, they drink my water, they are well, they are fine, no cholera, no sickness, and no anything. There was a problem, and that problem was solved. That is business. So as a young person, you need to be able to see needs in your community. What is the need in my community? How can I come in to solve this problem, to make impact first, and then following it to make money? I hope you understand. So basically, business is identifying a need and creating a solution. And of course, you are creating a solution that is sustainable, not something that you do and in a few maybe months or weeks it dies down and all of that. So you are trying to make sustainable, create solutions that is or that are sustainable. And when we talk about business or entrepreneurship skills, we're talking about marketing, we're talking about leadership, we're talking about customer service, we're talking about product management and all of that. And so these keywords might be ambiguous to you, but I will not break it down intentionally because I want you to go and learn these terms. And so be curious, go on YouTube and say basic entrepreneurship and business skills and see what videos it brings out and learn these things, digest them and apply them to yourself. And some places where you can get that is from the Tony Elumelu Foundation Entrepreneurship Program. There you can learn about entrepreneurship. Tony Elumelu Foundation Entrepreneurship Program. So you can learn a lot of these things, and then even on Coursera you can learn all of these things. I hope you understand. Now let's move on to the very last one, which I said that I saved the last for the best, or the best for the last. That particular skill is a drum rolls, problem solving and critical thinking. In fact, when you are talking about skills, you see, people would always mention problem solving and critical thinking, and it is just as the words say. What do you have the ability as a young person to solve problems? Can you think? Can you sit down and think? It is very, very important. Oh, blah, 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 blah. You just got employed at a particular place, or you just got a job. You will be faced with challenges. How are you able to solve that problem? In fact, newsflash, a lot of times when you're applying for scholarships, you're applying for fellowships, you're applying for all of these opportunities and programs that come your way, that you see being advertised online, a lot of times they would ask you, how are you able to solve a particular problem, or how are you able to attack a particular issue that you were faced with working at a particular place at a particular time. And so, let's say for instance you are a technical person, let's say for instance you're an engineer, and in a particular place where you work, let's say for instance you guys wanted to work on a particular project, but then something went on with the machine. You are not meant to sit down and say, Mr. Jonah is the one that always figures this thing out, and then you say he'll figure it out. What you're meant to do as a person is to start to think, what can I do? How can I solve this problem? What approach have we used that has not worked, or that has not worked? What can I do differently that will make this work? And then you begin to work on it, and then you make sure that that thing works and it is fixed. And then somewhere, maybe 2 months along the line, they ask you, where have you faced a particular challenge at a particular time, maybe wherever it is, you were maybe in school or maybe at work and everything, and what did you do? You can now boldly say, okay, at a particular time, so and so in my organization, we were working on a particular project or a particular machine, we had this issue, and this was what I did to be to solve that problem or to save the day. And this cuts across a lot of things. Even you as a student, there might be times where you have challenges in your department or something. What did you do? What are you doing? How are you stepping in to help solve that problem? So that is what we are saying when we say problem solving and critical thinking. And there are a lot of places where you can learn all of this. You can learn these things online. You can learn these things by practicing puzzles and all of that. For instance, for those people who are conversant with applications and all of that, maybe you apply for opportunities and all of that. There are times when they will say they want to test your critical thinking ability, and you see them sharing those puzzles and those dots, those lines, and they want to see how well you will be able to connect them and all of that. So all of these things are things that you can begin to practice now as a young person. You can just go online and say, give me critical thinking and give me puzzles that help to build my critical thinking. And if, for instance, you do not know how these things are being solved or how these things work, thank God we have artificial intelligence now. You can just enter it and say, give me all of these puzzles that is used to check my logic. my logical reasoning as a person and set questions on them for me to answer. And then when it brings out those dots and those lines and you're finding it hard to understand, you can tell it, okay, please, I am finding it hard to understand how these things happen and how these things are being solved. Please teach me in a very simple way how to figure these things out so that my logical reasoning, my ability to think is improved. And in all of these ways, you begin to become a better person. Your logic, your critical thinking ability, your ability to solve problems and all of that begins to improve. I hope you understand. And so you can just go online and check for courses online that can help to improve your critical thinking as a person. So in conclusion, as a young person, wherever it is you find yourself, I am telling you, write it down anywhere. When you are going to access opportunities later in life or moving on, they would ask you these questions, whether you are in an interview or you're applying for whatever it is you want to apply for, a scholarship. There is going to be a portion where they ask you, what problems have you faced? How did you solve those problems? And then if you've been the type that has always been running away from problems, you will not have anything to say and you will lose that opportunity, because there will be people who can answer that question, and of course they will pick those people because the world is looking for problem solvers. And if you cannot solve problems, then you are not useful. Even business itself is problem solving, which I have explained before. So I hope you understand. So as a young person, begin to look out for problems and begin to always say to yourself that I would be a contributor. I would be one of those that will contribute to finding solution to this issue, or I would even be the solution to whatever issues that come before me moving forward. And so this is where I am going to be wrapping this up. If you need counseling or you need guidance or you need consultation on how to do these things, whatever skill it might be, my number is always in the description, or you can send an email to aboutthevoice@gmail.com, or you can send me a message on WhatsApp. My number is +234 810 872 3801. It is always in the description. Make sure that you reach out and we can tackle these issues together. And if it's questions you want to ask, or you want to make contributions and all of that, please make sure that you reach out and let's have this talked on and let's have this worked on so that you can be a better person moving forward. Thank you very much for staying with me today. Do not forget that this podcast is brought to you by About the Voice. My name is Omowumi, and I am saying that you are number one.